Alright, summertime is in the air, and that means it's time for summer game reviews. It's been a while since I did a review. I've been focusing on a new series called Game Journal that I totally recommend that you check out when you get done with this video. But I could not let this game sneak by without focusing some attention on it. Another game that I found through the event Games Done Quick, which you should totally check out. Ori and the Blind Forest was a game that eluded me for some time. You see, I don't own an Xbox One, and I'm not a member of the PC Master Race. However, I now have a computer that is powerful enough to run some PC games and decided to take the plunge on Steam and pick up the game. Going in, I will say that I am already a bit biased because I love Metroid Vania style games and was looking forward to diving into this beautifully stylized game of that genre. So was it worth the wait? Let's find out. Ori's story could be one of its strongest points. Again, much is told in this game without saying a word. However, there is a narration on screen from time to time to fill in when you might be scratching your head. Is it needed? Not really, but it does add to the immersion of the game in my opinion. You feel like you are listening to an ancient tribal tale, and the voice work adds to that particular atmospheric element. This, coupled with its limited use, made it feel like an addition rather than hand-holding to the player. You play as Ori, whose design is somewhat reminiscent of Stitch of Disney fame. This version, though, is leaner and embodies a fragment of light from the great tree of the forest. The themes in the game revolve around darkness and light, but the twist is that light is not free of fault in the story, and darkness is not evil for evil's sake. Indeed, the kindest, most innocent characters of the game are Ori and his maternal figure, who is a creature of the darkness. The restoration of the forest, a journey of balance in the world. The light is dying and the darkness is also threatened, and Ori must do what he can to save both. It is not the most original narrative, no, but its opening delivers one of the most dramatic gut punches I have yet experienced in a game. I'll refrain from spoilers, of course, but I found the story to be remarkably memorable and wonderfully presented, again, much like a storybook. The presentation is equally impressive. I'm not sure I've ever played a 2D game where there are so many parallax layers. My laptop is no slouch, but even it was struggling with a lot of things were going on the screen. It is a testament to the presentation when slowdown in the game makes you think, well, I'm not surprised. I'm at a loss for something to compare it to in truth, and its striking presentation is the main reason I was drawn to it. Colors are varied, and the design of the environment is just breathtaking. Each location is easily distinguishable, and I have little trouble navigating the map from memory. Though the map is useful for item hunting, that's for sure. Menus are easy to navigate and animated, and the characters are well designed, though there are some reused palette swaps. The music is soft and sticks with you long after you've turned off the game. The opening theme is easily one of the most memorable, and I hum it quite often, even whenever I'm writing this review. That being said, despite the fact that there are 32 tracks, the music does not seem to stray too far from the original theme. This is not a bad thing, of course, but I did feel a lack of variety in the tunes at times. That being said, I would recommend most of these songs as a method of relaxation. Sound effects have good punch and are good at conveying meaning. The sound and music are both highly interactive, which always, in my opinion, shows an extra layer of polish. By this I mean that key discoveries or being close to secrets are conveyed a sound, and without annoying and immersive breaking alarms or bells. Indeed, I could not pinpoint one sound effect in the game I found to be off-putting, and that's pretty rare. So here's a sticky bit for me, the control. But actually, any fault of the games. When I first tried to play this game months ago, I used a Logitech PC controller. All the buttons were matched to an Xbox One controller, or Xbox 360, and there is no option to change it. The resulting button layout left me often confused and frustrated, as on-screen prompts are used to remind you of the actions that would, for me anyway, be incorrect. It's a bit like looking for something when someone else has cleaned your office, and you're grateful for it, but you can't find anything. Fortunately, I own a Xbox 360 and eventually tried again with a wired controller that I bought for it. From here on out, I had very few problems. However, the lack of adjustable controls does irk me some. Even Super Metroid on the SNES had adjustable controls. The other criticism that I would level is that there are a lot of buttons to remember. Ori's moveset is huge and versatile, but in certain scenes, stringing the moves together took me several attempts. Although this might be more because I need to get good at the game, most of the time I found the control complements the game and the challenge perfectly. With the right controller, it was very easy to use, but with the wrong controller, it's practically impossible to play. This is one of the best designed platformers I have played. I'm not saying a lot, as I've played some very good ones. The game feels expansive, and to traverse it is a true joy. When you do string together those movement techs to move seamlessly through it, it's truly satisfying. The design at its best is when you feel like you're interacting with the environment in this way, and that way it does remind me of Super Metroid. Areas open up as you get more tech and as you get better at using it. The progressing of the game is also a strong point. Part RPG, part Metroid style, the game gives you multiple rewarding ways to grow as a character. I will say, though, that the ultimate enemy you face is never one, even when your progression is at maximum, that you can overcome. This is a bit of fascinating to me, as most games of this type you build yourself up to face the final boss. But in this game, you are never powerful enough to overcome the boss. It forgoes the usual formula of Metroid style that they usually rely on. Weakness to strength, in that you do get stronger, but not to overcome the foe, but just to survive. So, conclusion. I knew this game was for me, but I was even more drawn into it than I ever thought I would be. The game has very few flaws and has some genuine innovation to boot. With wonderful music and a moving narrative, this game is a wonderful form of escapism and a pivotal title in the Metroid Vania genre. I fully recommend it on Steam if your PC can handle it, and if you own an Xbox One, then you have no excuse not to own this game.